output. So pag sabta na nimong problema, syempre makakuan jud ka, maka-provide na jud kag algorithms ana. So diri po nimo ma-identify kung unsa nga logic ang imuhang gamiton. Next one is break down the problem. If the problem seems complex, try to break it down into smaller sub-problems that are easier to solve. If ang problema gani lisod na sabtan or lisod pangitaan og pamaagi para makuha ang result, i-try daw og himo into smaller sub-problem ang nga easy aron dali ra siya solbadon og para makuha nimo ang output nga gipangita. The second one is that choose the right logical approach. Use conditional logic if or else when you need to decide between different actions based on conditions. Use conditional statements. For example, checking if a number is positive, negative, or zero can be handled by conditional logic. And this kinahanglan nga piliun jud nimo ang mga logical approach nga tugma or fit ra pod sa problem. What I mean is gamiton nimo tong mga logics para masulbad nimo ang given nga problema. Pero dapat sakto pod imong gigamit nga logic, dili kay magpataka ra ka gamit og logic. Use loops for repetition for or while if you need to repeat an action, iterating through a list or calculating the sum of numbers. Loops are your go-to logic. So gamiton lang nila to siya nga statements if need na to i-repeat ang block of code or actions para motugma siya sa result nga atong kinahanglanon. So the third one is create a plan or algorithm. Step-by-step breakdown. Before jumping into code, write down an algorithm, often called pseudocode, that outlines the steps logically to solve the problem. This will guide you in structuring your program. So before nato kuan sa code ato ang plan, kinahanglan nga isulat sa ni nato sa pseudocode kay diri man makabutang ang atong logical steps para masulbad nato ang problema. So moagi sa jud tas algorithm nga pamaagi adisir nato i-insert sa code. Use recursion for divide and conquer problems. Some problems are more naturally solved using recursion. Example, tree, traversal, calculating factorials, etc. Here, breaking a problem into smaller instances or itself is the logical approach. So, magamit po tag recursion para itong dako nga problema is maabot siya into smaller. The fourth one is use data structures logically. Lists or arrays, sets, dictionaries, depending on the problem, you'll want to use the right data structures to hold and manipulate data logically. For instance, use arrays for ordered data, use sets for fast membership tests, no duplicates, use dictionaries for mapping key-value pairs. So, need na to nga gamiton ang saktong data structure based sa conditions para i-organize atong data, processing, and storing data. Optimize using logical concepts, time and space complexity. Think about how the logic you're using will affect the time and space needed to solve the problem. Use efficient algorithms and avoid unnecessary repetition. For example, if a problem involves finding a number in a sorted list, a binary search approach, logarithmic time complexity is far more efficient than a linear search. Similarly, use algorithms like merge sort or quick sort both and log-in to efficiently sort large datasets. Optimize means paghatag and applying and mga principles of logic, reasoning, o problem solving para mas mo improve pa ang imong proseso or systems or decisions. Kailangan i-avoid mo ang repetitions if you are using logical concepts or logical ways or stack. Next is debugging and verifying the logic. Test the edge cases. After writing your code, it's important to test it with boundary or edge cases such as empty inputs, very large or very small numbers, and Special cases like division by zero, trace through code. Sometimes you need to mentally or physically walk through your code with sample inputs to identify where the logic breaks. So paggawa nimo write sa imong code is important jud nga i-test din nimo to verify kung sakto ba jud ang imong logic or wala ba siya errors. Iterative problem solving, refining the solution. Logic is often an iterative process in programming. If your initial solution doesn't work or isn't efficient enough, refine your approach. This may involve revisiting the problem, changing the algorithm, or using different data structures. If wala gani ni gana ang imuhang code nga gibuhat, imo jud na siyang i-double check kung or ibalik-balik ni mog tan-aw kung asa ba jud dapit ang naay errors. If naay errors, pwede sab nimo na i-change iyahang algorithms. So, para mo gana jud siya mo. Example problem breakdown. Example niyan Problem, write a function to find the largest number in a list. So, mag-write kag functions para mabalaan nimo kung unsa ba jud ang dako nga numbers ana nga list. First steps is initialize a variable to hold the largest numbers. So, provide kag variable. So, mag-start ka sa variables. Second is iterate through the list, comparing each element with max number. Update max number if a larger number is found. After finishing the iteration, return max number. That is the steps. So next slide is pseudocode. A logical approach. Pseudocode planning before coding. Writing down a program's logic in plain English before coding. Diri sa pseudocode gamiton nimo siya para ibutang or encode nimong program nga imong gihimo. Magamit po ka diri plain English before nimo siya ibutang or isulat sa code. So nganong magamit man dud tag pseudocode? First is for clarity. It focuses on what the algorithm is doing, not how it's written in a specific programming language. Ang pseudocode is nakafocus lang jud siya sa atong step by step nga proseso, dili ang kung giunsa nato pagsulat or pag-ink. Second is simplicity. It's easier to understand for people who may not be familiar with a particular programming language, making it a great tool for collaboration. So with its simplicity, simple ra kaayo ang gipang butang nga words is dali ra jud siya masabtan sa mga beginners, pareha nako nga dili pa kaayo masabtan ang mga programming languages. Dali ra sab siya basahon kay plain English ra man ang gamit. The last one is planning. It helps in outlining the program's logic and flow before diving into implementation, reducing errors in the code. So like what I've said kanina, so before nato isulat or encode ato ang program, kinahanglan nga magplano sa takay para step by step jud ato ang proseso ba og dili siya libog sabto niya aron dali ra masabtan sa mga tao or programmers. Algorithms and logic. Algorithms and their role in programming. Algorithms are step-by-step procedures used in programming to solve specific problems or perform tasks efficiently. So kinahanglan jud nato ang algorithms pa sa paghimo og program kay para masolbad ug makuha nato ang result by its logical process, or ma-perform nato ang task efficiently. Key roles of algorithms in programming. First is problem solving. Of course, makasolba jud siya og problema with its logical nga pamaagi. The second one is efficiency, of course, para mas mapadali atong ang trabaho. We use a programming in a logical, structural way. Katulo is ang data management, kaupat automation, optimization, decision making, security, AI, and machine learning, problem decomposition. So mo na siya ang mga rules of algorithms in programming. Conclusion. So in conclusion, programming and logic are essential for creating software. Logic helps us decide how a program should work and how it should handle different situations. By using logical steps like conditions, loops, and algorithms, programmers can solve problems and make sure their programs work well. Algorithms are important because they help programs run faster and use less memory. Understanding both programming and logic allows developers to build better, more efficient software that solves problems and meets users' needs. So, gamit kayo ang programming and any kind of concept nga related sa computer. Pag ato ni siyang gamitan is sureness na jud nga makasolba tag problema kay nagamit mo tag mga logical nga steps para makasolba tag problema og nagamit mo tag mga conditions, loops and algorithms to make a decision. It can make sure pod nga ang imong programa gihimo is mogana jud siya. That's all for today. Thank you.